It's been a little over 3 months, 100 days to be exact, since North Korea declared the expulsion of all South Korean workers from the Inter-Korean Joint Industrial Complex in the North Korean city of Kaesong. Well, the past 3 months or so have seen a fair amount of muddy battles between the South Korean firms, which had factories operating in Kaesong, and the Seoul government's subpar, from the business's perspective, compensation measures.
This is one of the 6 stores in South Korea that sell products that were made at the Inter-Korean Kaesong Industrial Complex. However, with Seoul deciding to shut down the park in February as punishment for Pyongyang's 4th nuclear and long-range ballistic missile test early this year, 3 of these stores are about to close their doors for good due to continuous losses.
After the Kaesong complex shut down, we are having difficulty restocking the stores. We have been seeing an average loss of some $8,400 every month.
The situation is even worse for companies that have operated inside the complex, calling the unilateral closure unconstitutional and demanding compensation for their losses. Putting it into figures, some $182 million have been recorded as losses from leaving back fixed assets, including facilities. South Korea has laid out support measures since the shutdown, including the provision of insurance money of some 70% of fixed asset losses and the extension of the maturity of loans companies receive from the cooperation fund between the two Koreas. Based on research of the company's losses, the South Korean government is expected to announce additional support measures next week aimed at normalizing the firm's operations. Experts say reaching a compromise between the government and firms is necessary, considering the complex may not be up and running anytime soon.
South Korea's stern stance on North Korea's nuclear weapons program is important, but the government also has the task of resolving the difficulties faced by the companies. The task now is how Seoul and firms compromise for an agreement.
That's why attention is put on whether providing compensation for operating profit losses and fixed assets for companies will be enough to appease the anger and frustration of factory owners and employees from the now defunct Kaesong Industrial Complex. Connie Kim, Arirang News.